This video is intended solely as an awareness for fall protection. It does not attempt or purport to set guidelines for specific workplace situations. Each facility must evaluate itself for potential fall hazards and develop appropriate local procedures. Accidental falls are the #1 cause of occupational death in North America, excluding motor vehicle accidents. However, for some workers, specifically those in the construction trades, there is a greater chance of being killed from a fall than from an automobile accident. Using a series of controlled drops, Norgard Industries will demonstrate the stress levels a person is subjected to when falling. With measuring devices to show levels of force exerted on the body, we will see how different types of equipment can significantly reduce the amount of force absorbed by the body. In this case, a 175-pound mannequin. In the first series of drop tests, we will use a restraint body belt, also referred to as a safety belt, a work positioning belt, and a ladder climbing harness. All are considered as industry-approved standard issue fall protection equipment, but should never be used in place of fall arrest equipment. In the case of the restraint body belt with back D-ring, you can see the severity of injury or even death that can be caused when utilizing this type of equipment for fall arrest. The human body cannot safely absorb this type of shock load to the abdominal area. In this case, 1,889 pounds in only a 4-foot free fall. The next drop test will involve using a work positioning belt with D-ring on the side. This type of body belt is used for positioning the worker at the work level. Again, you can see the severity of injury or death that can occur when using this type of equipment for fall arrest. In this case, the 175-pound mannequin's fall was arrested with the force of 1,960 pounds in a 4-foot fall. In watching this fall a second time, notice how the position of the D-ring causes the body to twist sideways, leading to extra stress on the back. In the third drop, we will use a ladder climbing harness. This type of equipment is used as part of a fixed ladder safety system and restrains the worker in the event of a fall. Notice that the D-ring attachment, the point of connection, is at the front of the harness. Not only will the fall cause serious injury because of the 1,795 pounds of force absorbed by the body, but also the position of the body upon arrest can contribute to serious injury. All workers should keep in mind the consequences associated with using these types of equipment as their only means of fall arrest protection. In the next series of drop tests, we'll examine how, through the use of different types of fall arrest equipment, workers are capable of significantly reducing their chances of injury when subjected to a fall in the workplace. In the first test, we will use a 6-foot nylon webbing lanyard and a fall arrest harness without a shock absorber. Note the arrest forces generated from a 6-foot free fall are 2,406 pounds. The human body cannot safely absorb this kind of severe arresting force without damage. This next fall will be identical to the previous one, except that this time we will include a shock absorber. Fall arrest shock absorbers are designed to be utilized as part of a complete fall arrest system and to limit the force generated during a fall to a maximum of 900 pounds. In this case, the arrest force generated from a 6-foot free fall was 805 pounds, which would significantly reduce the possibility of injury. When these falls are viewed side by side, it becomes obvious the addition of the shock absorber greatly decreases the arresting force. The force exerted on the mannequin without the shock absorber is nearly 3 times greater than the force absorbed by the mannequin with the shock absorber. Let's look at the comparison once more. The next drop test will include a fall arrest harness with an 11-foot web retractable lifeline. This type of self-retracting lifeline extends and retracts, enabling the worker to move about within a recommended work area. Should a fall occur, a speed-sensing brake system will activate, stopping the fall and reducing the arrest force to 900 pounds or less. As you can see in this case, the brake system in the retracting lifeline limited the fall to only 2 feet. The arresting force is 745 pounds, considerably less than if the fall had occurred without the retractable lifeline. In this test, we will use a fall arrest harness and a sealed self-retracting lifeline with 50 feet of galvanized wire rope. This self-retracting lifeline operates in a similar manner to the previous one, also keeping the arresting force below 900 pounds. Here the force on the mannequin is 403 pounds. These types of blocks vary in length from 20 feet up to 130 feet, and also have a retrieval option on some models. The following drop test will involve a rope grab on a 5/8" polysteel lifeline, a 4-foot web lanyard with shock absorber, and a fall arrest harness. This type of rope grab used on a lifeline is designed to automatically follow the worker, therefore allowing maximum freedom of movement. In this case, the force generated with a 4-foot free fall with shock absorber is 828 pounds. The rope grab mechanism is designed to lock immediately with any downward force. The next test will demonstrate an emergency descent device. Once the unit is secured to an anchorage point, the rope can be dropped to the ground. The user can now slip on the support harness and be lowered to safety. The system lowers the person at a controlled rate of 3 feet per second. It is easy to operate and no power source or special skills are required. As the first person is being lowered, you see a second harness is traveling up for the next person. We are now demonstrating a rescue scenario after a fall has taken place. The type of system shown here is ideally suited for this application. With the 3-to-1 lifting advantage that comes standard with the system, a person can raise or lower oneself to perform work or carry out a rescue. It is also available for 1- or 2-person use by trained personnel. At Norgard Industries Incorporated, we take safety very seriously. It is our primary concern. We hope the preceding video can provide some guidance to you and your employees. For further information on fall protection, confined space and rescue products, training programs, and videos, please contact our office. This video is intended solely as an awareness for fall protection. It does not attempt or purport to set guidelines for specific workplace situations. Each facility must evaluate itself for potential fall hazards and develop appropriate local procedures.